Engaging in a sexual relationship with a narcissist can feel like entangling with a devil. It leaves you questioning your attractiveness and self-worth, making you feel like a mere object and leaving you bewildered about what just happened. They deny you closure and focus entirely on themselves. Why does it hurt so much? It's due to their bizarre sexual behaviors and habits, which we'll delve into today. Today's episode explores 5 strange sexual habits and behaviors of a narcissist. If you find this intriguing and want to learn more, please subscribe before we dive in. Your subscription helps spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. Habit number 1, approach avoidance. Approach avoidance means that when you initiate sex, they always refuse. They will never allow things to proceed on your terms because they need to maintain control. They crave power over you, so why would they comply? However, the situation changes drastically when they desire sex. If they want it, you must comply, regardless of how you feel or what you're recovering from. Imagine you've just had surgery and only 2 days have passed. Your wounds are still fresh and you're trying to heal, but your narcissistic partner demands sex. You can't say no, and they show no empathy for your condition. If you refuse, they threaten to cheat, implying they'll leave the relationship to meet their physical needs. But what about your needs? A narcissist doesn't care about your needs. You're there solely to fulfill theirs. Constant rejection, always hearing no, makes you feel worthless. You begin to think you're not attractive enough, too thin, too fat, or that something is wrong with your body or scent. These thoughts naturally arise when your partner doesn't desire you. When they turn away and reject you when you seek intimacy, you start believing something is wrong with you that needs fixing. You try losing weight, gaining weight, changing how you dress, changing your scent, but nothing works. Nothing changes the situation. Habit number 2, seeking sex after an intense fight. Narcissists often crave sex immediately following a heated argument or intense fight. Why? Because your pain fuels their pleasure. Witnessing your sadness arouses them, prompting an immediate desire to make up. Your feelings, struggles, and grievances are irrelevant to them. They won't address their abusive behaviors or the trauma they've inflicted. Instead, they expect you to comply and play along. Yielding to their demands in such a vulnerable state makes them feel powerful, as if they've conquered you at your lowest point. Another motive behind this behavior is their need to reassert control. After a fight, they feel a loss of power and fear losing you, especially if you are their primary source of narcissistic supply. To re-establish dominance and rekindle the relationship, they turn to sex, reducing you to an object for their gratification. There's no genuine intimacy, no emotional connection, just physical interaction that serves their purpose. This cycle of conflict, followed by sexual reconciliation, creates a toxic pattern known as a sexual trauma bond. The extreme highs and lows you experience, sex after a fight, affect your brain chemistry. Stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline are followed by a surge of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. This hormonal cocktail binds you to the narcissist, as it's the only time you feel a semblance of connection and relief from constant anxiety. Understanding this trauma bond is crucial. To help you break free, I recommend checking out my signature program, Break the Trauma Bond with a Narcissist in 5 Practical Steps. This program delves into the mechanics of trauma bonds, what sustains them, and how to liberate yourself. For instant access, click the I button above or follow the link in the episode description. Habit number 3, controlling sexual positions. This isn't about sexual positions in general or personal preferences. It's about dominance. A narcissist always opts for positions that immobilize you, reducing you to a mere object. Typically, they want to be on top, ensuring you're pinned beneath them, and they control your movements. Alternatively, they might lock your legs and arms, restricting your ability to move or participate. They treat your body as an object rather than engaging with you as a person. If you try to participate, they promptly shut you down with a firm "No, I don't like that. Stop it." You're not permitted to feel or express yourself. They simply want to use you. For a narcissist, sex is a tool for control and dominance, nothing more. They don't make love to you. They indulge their inflated self-image. During sex, they're essentially boosting their own ego. They think, "Look how good I am. Look how I make them feel, how they're succumbing to me. That's my specialty." This mindset is particularly prevalent in somatic narcissists, who are body-focused and derive their narcissistic supply through physicality. We'll delve deeper into somatic narcissists later, but for now, remember that with them, sex is not about mutual enjoyment or connection. It's about power and control. Habit number 4. Excessive use of pornography. This isn't about the morality or preference of watching pornography. Some couples enjoy it together to enhance their experience, while others don't prefer it. The issue here is how a narcissist uses pornography to objectify you, prioritizing the screen over the real, living person next to them who craves an emotional connection. They choose the artificial over the genuine, strangers over you, and do so without your consent. They are unable to connect with reality, lacking authenticity. Engaging with you would require vulnerability and honesty, which they avoid as it makes them feel weak. A narcissist prefers to live in their fantasy rather than connect with you. They choose porn not because you are unattractive or unimportant, but because they want you to believe those lies. They can't take responsibility for their inability to connect, so they blame you. They say, "You're doing it wrong," or "You're not attractive enough," or "Your body lacks this," finding reasons to belittle you. The truth is, they're emotionally dead inside and incapable of deep emotional connection. They avoid vulnerability because it would force them to confront their own suppressed issues. Habit number 5. Lack of intimacy. Many narcissists initially appear intimate, making you believe you found an unmatched sexual connection. However, as they devalue you, they withdraw this intimacy, leaving you starved for affection. This change is part of their larger strategy to manipulate and control. By withholding intimacy, they instill doubt in your attractiveness and self-worth. Some narcissists are emotionally dead inside and incapable of any intimacy. They may even despise kissing, viewing it as too intimate or triggering. Somatic narcissists, on the other hand, can simulate intense sexual chemistry without emotional connection, creating cognitive dissonance and confusion. Overall, narcissists treat you as an object, using your body for their gratification. Afterward, they discard you without a second thought, showing no affection or connection. They use you like a toy, leaving you craving genuine intimacy that they are unable or unwilling to provide. If this resonates with your experience, feel free to share in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, let the healing process begin and continue. Narcissists will do almost anything to kill the people they have hurt. These people are really only interested in seeing you die. They will have more sex with you because they will feel bad for you if you try to kill yourself. They wish for you to count on them so much that you can't leave them. Why do you want to break up with them? That's the real question. You are about to walk into your future. The door has been opened for you. Things that will make you happy and satisfied in the future. It takes time and work to get any prize that is worth it. It takes a long time, But at least you now have choices. I hope everything is going well for you as you watch this movie. Now, let's watch the movie. It's about all the good reasons you should end your relationship with a narcissist for good. Remember that narcissists can keep us stuck in the past even when they're not around. Let everyone know how serious this is. These people may be able to get you to stay with them even if you try to stop talking to them. They will always be a narcissist, no matter what you do to get rid of them or how they get rid of you. Being honest, a narcissist would likely still feel like you belong to them after you broke up with them. When you talk to a narcissist, one of three things will happen. After being hurt, people should be able to get back up, move on with their lives, and be glad for the new freedoms they have. But some people think and feel things that make it harder for them to break free. Some of the people I talk to still love their narcissist, even though they've hurt them. The third group is made up of people who hate the narcissist so much that it takes over their lives. The movie today is about the last two groups because they are the only ones who still care about the narcissist. Most of the time, narcissists are this dedicated and deeply invested in their victims because they are crazy about them. We can find out more about where the trouble is coming from there. If you still care about the narcissist, Case 2 or Case 3 doesn't matter. First, let's talk about love. Many people still want to date narcissists, even though they are bad in many ways. Narcissists keep giving people hope that they will pick them up or come back. Narcissists may try to get close to people who are in bad relationships because it can help them. No matter what, you might be thinking about the good times you had with the narcissist. It was the love-bombing phase of strong love, and we felt cared for and important during that time. It's crazy how quickly someone who seemed like the right partner for life can turn out to be your worst fear. I talked about how important it is to change how you think about narcissists, and the first step is to understand them. One of these is that they're not who they say they are. To get rid of trauma bonds, you must first admit that you have a problem. If you feel sorry for a narcissist, even though you know they're bad for you, it means you need to break a tough link. Write down or keep track of all the bad things the narcissist has done or said to you and how they made you feel. This will help you stay away from making excuses for or denying the narcissist's bad behavior. If you want to feel old, you can read the part of your book about the narcissist. You could also talk to a trained counselor about how hurt and cheated you feel. And this might make some people feel calm and at ease. Do the things that make you happy and care for yourself, even if you're just going through the motions. These things will make your life worth living. This plan will help you feel better about yourself and give you and the narcissist some space. Write only good things about yourself, your goals, and the people you care about in a book. This will help you love yourself and grow as a person. We will now talk about hate, which is the next subject. Okay, let me explain. Our health is much worse off when we hold a grudge against a narcissist than when they do. You might feel tense and suspicious while you wait for the narcissist to do something. Stress and bad energy can weaken your immune system and nervous system if you are around them all the time. To put it simply, they hurt people's minds and bodies. And finally, we hate the narcissist, but feel like we're falling in love with them. People feel strong feelings like love and hate. When our minds and hearts are empty, the narcissist doesn't need us anymore. Their goal is to change how you think and feel. That point where we know they're out there, but don't care about them is important. We don't care about them anymore. Because we are always around them, we are used to how bad they make us feel. It's possible that they will know everything about us, including who we are, what we think, and what we do. You should know that being around narcissists can wear you out. Get some space between you and a narcissist. This is the first thing you need to do to escape their power. Things are dull and not very interesting. Thank you very much for your time and patience. In my next videos, I'll do everything I can to make the replies clear and easy to understand. Feel free to add your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this and follow along. Today, let's talk about the interesting idea of a super empath and how their unique skills can break down the image of narcissism. A super empath is someone who has spent a lot of time and energy taking care of their inner self. They have learned how important it is to value themselves, set healthy limits, and face the worst parts of human nature. The amazing people in this group are often called kryptonite to narcissists. However, what makes strong empaths different and able to see right through a narcissist? People who are super empaths have a strong intuition that helps them figure out when someone's actions or goals don't make sense. For them, it lets them figure out if a narcissist is trying to control or manipulate them, or if they are easily tricked and manipulated. Super empaths have also set strong boundaries to protect their personal lives and feelings, which makes it hard for narcissistic people to get inside their sacred space. They fully understand how important they are and choose not to get involved in the troubled drama that usually surrounds people who are self-centered. Consider subscribing to this channel and turning on the notification bell to get the latest news and views on this interesting subject. By doing this, you'll be quickly told about any new features. Let the trip begin. Now let's talk about what super empaths do to break down narcissists. Number 1. A super empath can question whether or not what a narcissist says is true. When people with a lot of empathy talk to narcissists, they can feel how hollow their personalities are. No one can get away from the narcissist's act, no matter how they look. This is how they protect themselves from being judged. They make up a fake character. However, a person with a lot of empathy can see through the narcissist's false ideas about themselves, other people, and the world. They effortlessly see through the narcissist's conceit, their sense of being better than others, and their false sense of entitlement. It's amazing how well the super empath can read the narcissist's feelings and thoughts like a book. Because of this, the narcissist's tries to control them don't work. People who are very perceptive quickly spot when a narcissist is trying to provoke or control them and act in the right way. Because they are so sensitive, super empaths easily see through the narcissist's facade of charm, mimicry, and claims of being able to predict the future. They find this kind of behavior disgusting and unbearable. Second, being able to spot a narcissist because you are empathetic. Narcissists lie all the time, but people with deep understanding can tell the difference between truth and lies on their own. Some people have very good senses that can tell lies, half-truths, and tricks even from far away. When making choices, super empaths use what they know about themselves and what they know about the world. They stay away from ignorance and never give in to the narcissist's elaborate stories. Instead, they act in a realistic and honest way, not giving in to the narcissist's tricks. The narcissist's mean and self-centered behavior turns off the super empath, even if they are able to make them feel like they share their feelings. The narcissist thinks that empathy is cold, selective, temporary, and skewed, but people who really feel empathy know this is not true. On the other hand, real knowledge is like a soothing balm that makes people feel at peace. Super empaths have an amazing knack for figuring out what other people are trying to say and seeing through all the masks they wear. By getting through the narcissist's masks, they show what's really going on inside. Third, borders that are clear and leave no room for confusion. A real super empath will never lie to their loved ones about what they can and can't do. They are happy with their own lives and value peace. They have built up their sense of self-worth on their own, so they don't need other people to confirm it. They have a very good sense of when they are being forced to do something they don't want to do, leaving no room for doubt. As soon as they start, their limits are set in stone and can't be changed. When they have to, they have the guts to say no, which tests the ego. For a narcissist, the most important thing is to stay in charge and make sure their plans are carried out perfectly. On the other hand, people who are overflowing with kindness may find it hard to deal with these kinds of problems. The super empath will step in if the narcissist keeps acting out after being challenged. Before we talk about the fourth point, I'd like to know if you've ever met a narcissist and if they hurt you. Also, do you know anything about healing through mental energy? If so, I'd like to hear your thoughts. If not, please tell me about the ways you fix yourself empathically. 4. Making narcissists feel less good about their own self-worth. Super empaths have an amazing ability to see through a narcissist's show of power and find out what their real weaknesses are. They know very well what the narcissist's biggest weaknesses are. When they need to, super empaths quickly and directly address the narcissist's lies, driven by their righteous anger, unwavering strength, and unwavering honesty. There can be long-lasting effects when you break the narcissist's mask. An angry and self-aware empath doesn't hurt others like narcissists do. They are very clear about what they want and how to get it. They don't take something for a narcissist against their will if they don't need it. They fight the narcissist like fighters of light, following their own morals and the lessons the world has taught them. Because the super empath is always honest, the ego has no chance. They are poisonous and destroy the narcissist's life. 5th, stop the narcissist from putting their own problems on the people they are focusing on. Narcissists, who have deep-seated fears, love taking advantage of other people's doubts. Their inner turmoil doesn't leave much room for honest self-reflection. On the other hand, a super empath is sure of themselves and their views, which helps them quickly figure out what someone is really trying to do. Because they have a strong sense of who they are, super empaths can't be affected by narcissists' projection techniques. Assumptions like these are false, so they don't care about when people try to do that. They see what the narcissist wants them to see, like looking through a window that the narcissist is trying to shake into a mirror image of themselves. Super empaths know that narcissists don't have a strong base from which to judge other people's lives. Narcissists are so focused on creating their own world that they forget who they are. So how can they accurately describe someone else? How can they have a clear view of someone they don't really understand? The narcissist's claims make the super empath laugh, because they know that the narcissist is actually showing who they really are. Those are the last words we will say today. Please let us know what you think in the part below if you found this interesting. Also, don't forget to sign up for more information if you want to learn more about vanity. We're excited for you to be at our next showing. Until then, take care of yourself and good luck. Thinking highly of themselves is something that narcissists do all the time to boost their own egos. Most of the time, they do this by putting other people down and making excuses for their own acts, putting the blame on someone else. Most people think it's more important to be responsible for what you do than to try to get other people to approve of you. Narcissists, on the other hand, often act in a passive-aggressive way, using subtle forms of violence while denying doing anything wrong. It shouldn't be a surprise that they're great at making reasons for what they do since they do it all the time. We will talk about 3 consequences that narcissists try to avoid in today's movie. We really appreciate your help and being here with us. You are the main reason why our YouTube station does so well, and we really appreciate your continued support. If you don't want to miss any more movies, make sure you click the bell and subscribe to our channel. Now is the time to start the conversation. First, narcissists will figure out how to get something done without telling anyone else. Narcissists may act in strange ways to hide their flaws, but they always go back to how they normally act. When people say making up, they mean leaving a fight behind. This is typical of narcissists because they like making other people's lives hard. They don't usually own up to their mistakes. Instead, they blame others, which makes it unlikely that they will say sorry. Narcissists often make up long, complicated reasons for what they do to defend their actions and shift the blame. They believe that if you don't think about something, you will forget about it. Nasty people, on the other hand, find it hard to take criticism and will do almost anything to avoid it. They will get angry with you if you bring it up. They will think you are being helpful if you act like the event didn't happen. Second, narcissists often put off responsibilities as a way to get what they want. This is a great way to get people to agree with them. If a narcissist knows they have hurt you, they might try to avoid you instead of saying sorry or making things right. In other words, if you bring up an unfinished issue the next time you see them, it might get awkward. In this case, they may act like they don't remember and give you a gift. So they can keep controlling you. They want you to do what they say. Being ready to forget about what happened and move on is very important. You should also be willing to give the relationship another chance by putting the past behind. Narcissists have always been around, and bad luck keeps happening. People will always try to start over and make their lives better as long as there is hope. The truth is very different from what they think. If you talk about something a narcissist did, they will say you are bad and stuck in the past. Don't bring it up. Some people might think it's rude to talk about the past if they don't want to. Instead, stop focusing on the past and pay attention to the present. I want to stress this point again. Narcissists follow two sets of rules that are very similar. They won't own up to their mistakes or say they were wrong when they do. If you were wrong, they would love to argue about it for hours, making you feel so bad that you would give in and do whatever they asked as a way to make things right. We hate it when they lie to us. It's not okay to have two sets of rules. No matter how you look at it, let's go back to the idea of time. They think that if you give them time, you will forget about them and move on with your life. Narcissists may act like they agree with what you're saying to get out of the talk quickly. But all of this is just a show. The goal is to make it look like they are paying attention and interested in what you have to say.